out her Patreon, patreon.com/Claire Cooley. You can join for free now, or you can become a paid member and get access to all the perks that come along with that, including access to all of her stencil designs. And that is down here, patreon.com/Claire Cooley. Also, want to remind you guys to check out her book, Incandescence Rising Above Darkness, a memoir with, I think it's got 68 pieces of her art in it. So it's also an art book. It's a truly unique book that the co-founder of Sundance, Serena Catania, called an instant classic. Her positive spirit is an inspiration. There's a quote from Serena. So check that out. And I believe we are now live everywhere. And so without further ado, I'd like to welcome Claire Cooley.
Thank you, Bodhi. I really appreciate all your technical assistance. I couldn't do this without you. We're both creative generalists, and I'm all things hands-on, and Bodhi's all things technical. So we're a great team, and I'm so glad he asked me to work with him and named us Mother Son Productions. So this is one of the many things we do. Today's live stream is going to be really different than anything we have yet done. It's going to be a opportunity for Bodhi to read the pitch that he did based on my memoir. And it was Pamela Cedarquist, from a writer from Mindhunter, that met us at Catalyst and volunteered to help Bodhi and became a mentor. And she suggested it be called Life of Claire. I see there's a comment there. Do you want to tell me what it is? Did you hear me?
I did hear you. I don't see any comment
okay,
anywhere
some
yet.
flashed on the screen. That's okay.
Yeah, you got a text message probably, or an email.
Okay, so I will ignore those. You tell me what I need to know, and I won't even pay attention to that. So Bodhi is going to read his 5-minute pitch based on my memoir. And on next Thursday, he's going to be reading the pitch because he was selected at Catalyst. And that will be very exciting. And it is based on my true story, which is partly interesting because there's some really difficult stuff in it, which I also think is extremely timely. So I am facing my fear of being public about some very, very personal stuff. Trigger warning. Sexual assault is in the memoir because it was in my life. And I feel really good about finding the courage, and it does take courage to share it. We cannot heal what we cannot face. If we can't talk about it, we can't rise above it. We can't change it. We can't do what we need to do as a society and individuals to heal and change. So I know it's often taboo and often victims are blamed. I'm going to start off by saying I have figured a way to forgive those who blame victims, including me, that they are too frightened to live in a world where perfectly good people who did nothing wrong can have bad things happen to them. That's very scary. And so understandably, people want there to be justice or karma or cause and effect. But the truth is, terrible things happen to wonderful people who couldn't have done anything to prevent it and don't deserve it. And I'm a champion of victims not blaming themselves, which I had to learn to do, and speaking up without any shame. It is not shameful to be a victim, to have been a victim, to have been victimized. It is something really, well, luckily I don't have to face having victimized others, being an abuser, but I do feel for people that have to face that. That would be possibly some devastating shame. But victims shouldn't be ashamed. And let us get educated, and let us never say or allow it to go unaddressed if someone says, why didn't she leave him? Or why didn't he leave her sooner? Well, the truth is, an extremely high percentage of deaths in domestic abuse happen when the person leaves or tries to leave. So we don't necessarily know, and unless we have experienced it ourselves and we have our perspective, and unless we've studied it. So let us not speak opinions about that we cannot know. And let us start from compassion, and let us heal ourselves and the world. So that's why I'm sharing these stories. And it's going to be a real moment in my life to be sitting in a room with my son doing a pitch based on my memoir. And then later there will be live actors reading script from that pitch and script, reading dialogue. So that's going to be a challenge to be emotionally detached, stay calm in the middle. And part of the way I do that in life is to do something that is peaceful. And that is why I am a champion of creativity. So while he's reading the script, pitch, I'm going to be listening, but meditating. And then I'm going to give him feedback. And you guys are also invited, and we appreciate feedback. So go ahead and say whatever you feel. And we will appreciate hearing from you. And then the second part of the live stream today will be moving to a completely different project, which is the essence of everything, inspired by the four seasons. And we're going to be taking the prose poetry that I wrote, very short. They're here on the table. You can see the shapes. I like to make my prose poems, I call them prose potions, because they all look like containers, like perfume bottles. So for some reason, that visual effect is very important to me, maybe because I'm a visual person and I'm a multidisciplinary artist by nature. That is who I really am, and I honor that. I allow myself to be that way. In a world full of most people specializing for money, I allow myself to be a creative generalist, and I love it. So while we're hearing my pre-recorded 4 prose pieces, I'm going to be working on something visual under the camera about the 4 seasons. And then we're going to add some environmental sounds. So we're going to do some sound mixing with you. So the first part of the show is going to be Bodhi reading the pitch. And then we're going to take it in and have some reaction time. And then we're going to move to nature. And it's a demonstration of how I like to try to keep balance and positivity and calm. So I think I said what I needed to say. Oh, show the outfit. Every live stream, I try to wear a different stenciled outfit I've done to show, and jewelry I've made to show creativity. That is something we can express in how we dress, our accessories, home decor, dishes, furniture, tabletop, florals. I love to do it all. If I want to have it in my life, which everybody, including me, loves to have a home,
Ding.
and so I like to try all of it, and then writing the stories because people ask me to. And so here we go. Are we ready for that?
Ding. So, Sue Spencer said, "The life of Claire, you have had a remarkable and inspiring life. Love your artwork, pottery, design, stencils, etc. Your book of cranes benefits the Crane Society. You are a champion, sending light."
Thank you, thank you, thank you. I really, really appreciate that. And um, nature has been a sanctuary for me. It's our home. We're all connected to it. So I love being a champion of it, giving it a voice. And that is the inspiration for this essence of everything, inspired by the four seasons, the elements, the primary colors, the metals, the botanicals, the creatures. So we'll get into that after. Bodhi, would you give a little introduction about what's happening this next week? I will not be doing a live stream next Thursday like I usually do because of this. Go ahead and tell them what's happening.
Yeah, so we will be participating in the live table reads on Thursday, October 3rd, at Catalyst in Duluth. That is open to the public and people can come join in. And I highly recommend you check out Catalyst here in Duluth. And then I believe I meant to say Wednesday. I don't know if I said Wednesday. So on Wednesday, the first week of October is the table reads. And then the next day, we have the pitch competition. So both of those are open to the public. And the TV show adaptation that I wrote based on my mother's memoir has been selected to both the screenplay competition and the pitch competition. And it's going to be a lot of fun.
Can I ask a question? So what is the first date? I thought it was October 3rd, which is a Thursday. But am I wrong? It's Wednesday, the 2nd?
No, I just was getting my days mixed up. So the festival does start on Wednesday, October 2nd.
Okay.
And for those who don't know, it's the North Star Story Summit, which is 4 festivals all happening at once in downtown Duluth. Catalyst Content Festival, Duluth Superior Film Festival, the EDU Festival, and the Minnesota Web Fest. And we are involved in 2 of those. And so I believe all of that is happening from the 2nd of October, which is a Wednesday, to the 7th, which is a Monday. So Wednesday is the day it starts. Thursday, October 3rd is when we're having our live script readings. Friday, October 4th is when we are doing the pitch competition.
Okay. So what you're going to read now is what you will be pitching on October 4th, Friday.
Correct.
All right. Well, I'm going to sit and you're going to have some visuals with this as well. Is that correct?
They are showing on the screen now.
Okay. So I'm just going to listen and meditate.
All right. So I'm going to give the presentation like you guys have never met me before, like I'm doing for the public in October. This is going to be great practice for me, and I really appreciate you guys being here for my practice. And like she said, I'd love to hear any of your feedback, any of your thoughts. Put them in the comments if you have them. Hi, I'm Bodhi Werner. This project is deeply personal to me as it is based on my mother, the renowned artist Claire Cooley's memoir, Incandescence Rising Above Darkness. Serena Catania, the co-founder of Sundance, called it an instant classic. A judge once said, Claire's stories sound like women on death row. How did she turn out so well? That's what we explore in The Life of Claire, a 1 hour family drama set in 1960s Orange County. It's the extreme dysfunctional family of Shameless with the dual timeline of This Is Us. The pilot episode made it to the second round of Austin Film Fest screenplay competition. We follow Claire, the 14-year-old middle child. Think Annie with an E, the character Anne E. She's imaginative, strong willed, but Claire is a second grade dropout. She's the hub of the family wheel, holding everything together. She finds refuge in her vivid imagination, seen through CGI animation, like if the movie Fantasia spilled out of her mind like augmented reality onto her surroundings. Her mother, Barbara, 35, imagine Olivia in Boyhood, played by Patricia Arquette, hardworking single mom who often misses the struggles of her kids. Barb is a fine artist working a backbreaking factory job to feed her 4 kids. Her Zen personality is going to be tested as the season progresses. Then there's a secondary character, Kathy, Claire's older sister. She's 17, the eldest child. She's like Zendaya's character from Euphoria, a teenager, addict on a downward spiral that deeply impacts her younger sister. Kathy is gregarious, extroverted, and the life of the party. Her erratic, drug-addled behavior leads to conflict with her family. Kathy tries to pull Claire out of her shell and make her fit in. Then we've got the antagonist, the father, Leon. He's 40. He's like William H. Macy's character in Shameless, alcoholic, chaotic, sharp wit, but with cult leader level charisma. As the estranged father, he attempts reconciliation and manipulation, but ultimately tries to control Claire by unthinkable means. In the pilot, Leon goes into a booze fueled rage. Fearing his escalating abuse, Claire suggests that maybe he could be happy if he leaves, and he does. Now, Barb must care for her 4 kids alone. She meets John at AA, and romance blossoms. Leon descends deeper into alcoholism, gets an apartment, and starts dating again. Claire is caught by truancy officers and forced to go back to middle school after 7 years of truancy. But she is sexually assaulted by her father's barroom buddy and struggles to keep this a secret, which pushes her to the edge of suicide. But she has a beautiful vision of her mother and unborn child and chooses to live. She is so isolated in the 1960s and having not gone to school that she does not have a word for what has happened to her. She'd never heard the word rape, and she also didn't know about abortion. I just want to put that out there. In the rest of the season, 6 months later, Claire, who again is so isolated she didn't even know abortion was an option, can no longer hide her secret. So she tells her mother that she is pregnant, and she has decided to find safe parents to adopt her baby. She navigates a medical system that treats her as a tramp instead of a victim. Kathy, her drug abuse worsens, and her boyfriend dies of an overdose. Flashbacks reveal Leon as an optimistic young man enlisting in the Navy, serving on a warship in World War II, meeting Barbara, getting married, having 4 kids, and developing alcoholism to cope with his PTSD. In the present, Claire has her baby. He's taken by the adoption agency, but she is euphoric, having secured a safe future for her child. More flashbacks show Leon direct his barroom buddy to rape Claire. The flashbacks catch up to the present, and now Leon sees her leave the hospital with a smile, unbroken by the ordeal, and stronger for it. He is terrified of her strength. Leon, on a severe bender, rolls his car and is flung from the window, but survives. Unaware of his involvement in her rape, Claire goes to him, but the rapist corners her. She fantasizes about killing him, but has a vision of him as a child being abused and realizes, in her words, forgiveness is the best revenge. Claire buys a ticket for Duluth, gets on a train, and sets off on a new journey. To recap, we've got a family drama, period piece, 1960s, about teenage motherhood, coming of age, and we see the vivid and beautiful imagination of the protagonist. We witness the developing mind of an artist formed and empowered by adversity, like a diamond formed under enormous pressure. So there you go. Any questions? That's the pitch. And you're live.
Okay. Well, it's hard to say anything after hearing that. I do feel enormous gratitude to you, Bodhi, for being inspired to turn this into something that could reach more people. I wrote my story. Well, first I told my stories to help individuals. And then I heard so many times that my stories help people not lose hope or get through their difficulties, or and you should write your stories. It should be a movie, blah, 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 so many times. And when I heard what the judge said that you shared earlier, I realized, yeah, maybe I can help more people than the people I happen across in life and tell a story to by writing them. So I did. And then to have my son be inspired to turn it into episodic series, movie, pitch is quite an honor, and I'm very grateful. And I'm not going to pretend it's not. It's huge vulnerability to share with strangers, the world, but I feel good about it. And I feel like there's no better time than now for all of us to become more compassionate, understanding, more educated about the struggles that people go through. And some of them we go through, and some of them they go through, but we can be there for each other. And we can help people heal so they don't pass it on to the next generation. And then the next generation, we can break the chain of abuse by healing ourselves and finding our own happiness and making peace. And forgiveness is the best revenge. It's the way that we don't have that hurt in our heart anymore. And I, had my own path to get there, and I hope everybody can. It is not forgetting. Forgiving is not forgetting. I do believe 100% clarity. That's good. I got my own name mixed up in that. I have 100% clarity about holding ourselves and others accountable for our actions. But I also have 100% clarity about forgive them for you, for me, the innocent ones, so we can stay happy. We can regain our peace of mind and health. So express it, stimulate your immune system by expressing it, and the creative reverie is a way to do that, and it's part of the reason my life is so full of creativity. So that's what I want to say about that. It's what I want to share because it's what helped me heal, and the sanctuary of nature, that we're all connected to each other and all the creatures and plants and resources and elements. We're all in this together, and the sanctuary of nature and the joy in creative reverie, the peace of both of those is how I got through, and that's what I want to share with you. So
Okay, so Sue Spencer said, making peace, love your honesty and humor, and your stories do give hope. And then she asked, who is Kathy?
Kathy is my oldest sibling who has passed. I raised her two sons because of her drug addiction and alcoholism. I believe that she was numbing herself from pain, being the firstborn, that she was first in line for my father's abuse and hostility. And of course, I don't know what happened to her when I wasn't there, but she got into hard drugs, anything, everything she could find, very young, and passed early. Ironically, because she wouldn't do the drugs the doctor suggested for her enlarged heart. I believe Graves' syndrome is what it was called. So she passed very early. And once she said to me, I want to leave this in a beautiful place. I know what you've done for my sons, and I appreciate it. And that's what I most remember about her. I'm feeling tears, so I want to move on. That touched me. Yeah.
Well, you're very
Not that
brave.
I feel bad about crying. I just don't want to run my makeup. So let's save
Yep.
the tears for after I wash my makeup off.
Gotcha. You're very
Okay.
brave. Is my audio coming through out there?
Clear as a bell.
Okie dokie. Then let us move on to whatever you'd like to do next. We got
Okay. Okay, as I was saying earlier, one of the things that I do is go back and forth between different creative expressions projects, to like this one obviously is very emotionally stimulating. And so now we're going to go to something that's very soothing. And so that would be the essence of everything is the multimedia arts project that these 4 kimonos for the 4 seasons and these 4 prose potions, I like to call them, in the shapes of bottles. I audio recorded yesterday, so we're going to hear those. And while we're listening to them, I'm going to work on this is my font. I made up this alphabet to do projects with. So I'm going to be coloring that in while we listen to these very short prose pieces. And then we're going to add wind for winter, water for spring, crickets and birds for summer, and thunder for fall into the soundtrack. And Bodhi's going to show you how he does that. So we're going to turn on the overhead camera, and I'm going to work on these while we listen to the 4, and then we'll add one at a time the environmental elements. How's that?
Sounds good. Sounds good. You're calling the shots.
All right, so I'm going to start with winter, and you are too.
Okay. Actually, you started with a poem called...
Oh, the poem that's the four of them put together. So you can start with that.
Okay. And I'm going to turn off your audio because I have to play this through mine. And
Good.
so we'll play one poem at a time, and then if you have anything you need to say, I'll turn your audio back on.
All righty. This is the multimedia performance piece, Essence of Everything, inspired by the Four Seasons. Four seasons: winter reflection, spring emergence, summer restoration, autumn transformation. Winter.
Okay, I'm pausing it real quick. So that was your intros. And shall I play the winter poem now?
Yes.
Okay.
Winter, reflectant, silver blue air, northern cranes, luminous stillness, murmuring mountains, midnight contemplations, white weight, boughs branch, bitter unsheltered peaks, expose frozen power, imagining what will emerge in spring.
Okie dokie.
So do you want to add the wind now?
Sure.
And then we'll hear it again with the wind?
Okay. Let me work on that.
And you can
I've got
share the
wind
process
sound.
with them.
And we're going to see how long it is. It's really long, so we're just going to choose a small portion of the wind. It's kind of like wind and snow.
Right, winter.
Uh-huh. All right. So let's give it a little, it'll fade in before the poem and then it will fade out after the poem. And let's see if this works. I want to make sure the volume is the right level.
Winter.
Let's bring that down a little bit.
Winter, reflectant, silver blue air, northern cranes, luminous stillness, murmuring mountains, midnight contemplations, white weight, boughs branch, bitter unsheltered peaks, expose frozen power, imagining what will emerge in spring.
Okie doke.
I heard a little echo. I'm not sure that I heard any wind out here, but did you hear it in there?
Yeah, it just is mostly white noise. You know.
Right. So maybe it's just before and after the poem, and the poem doesn't have the wind in it. so that it's more recognizable wind?
Let me listen to this other sound you got.
Okay.
This sounds better.
Okay, you want to switch it?
I do. And you're bound to hear a little bit of an echo when your mic is on. It's hard for me to control all of
That's
it.
okay.
And Sue Spencer said, beautiful, good medicine, great show today. Great job on all the technical stuff, Bodhi. Fascinating. I appreciate you, Sue. Thank you very much. It's fun to try unique artistic experiences here. So this is more stereotypical whooshy wind noise, so let's try it.
Winter, reflectant, silver blue air, northern cranes, luminous stillness, murmuring mountains, midnight contemplations, white weight boughs branch, bitter unsheltered peaks, expose frozen power, imagining what will emerge in spring.
So, it might not come through the live stream so well, but it's definitely working on my end.
Okay, great. Well, we can move on to spring and we'll hear it and then we'll add water. And I'm going to let you decide whether the water comes before and after and during or not.
All right.
Spring, emerging, bronze water, western salmon, renewal of greens, wild iris appearance, bursting dawn dances, sparkling light excitement, vibrating spectrum of colors, ebullient ebbing and flowing, enthusiastic rivers rushing, new life towards summer.
Okay. Let's add some sound effects. So, what is
Water.
Well, what you gave me was birds in spring.
Okay.
I'm gonna
Well,
work
that's
with
all.
what you gave me.
Okay. Well, that's okay. Birds in spring is a good spring sound.
Good.
And we'll find some water later. Maybe it's both.
Here's the bird sound. If it would just play. There we are. All right, I'm just going to add that on. I'm going to give us like 3 or 4 seconds of silence at the beginning and the end of the poem. Unfortunately, it plays the poem anytime I move the mouse around, which is a little annoying, but that's okay. So let me fade in the bird sounds, and then it'll go right into the poem. Editing live is can be kind of an ugly process, but it gives you a view into what it's actually like. So here we go.
Spring, emerging, bronze water, western salmon, renewal of greens, wild iris appearance, bursting dawn dances, sparkling light excitement, vibrating spectrum of colors, ebullient ebbing and flowing, enthusiastic rivers rushing, new life towards summer.
Cool.
Yeah.
I thought that
come
was
through on your end?
successful. Huh?
Did the bird sounds come through on your end?
Yes.
Cool. Sue
And
Spencer said, I love your words and descriptions of the seasons. Will that imagery and prose be in your Life of Claire animated movie?
oh, well, thank you for that idea, Sue. I hope so. Yeah, it will definitely be in my Essence of Everything performance piece that I'm hoping to present on my birthday, October 9th. And whether it makes it into the episodic series or movies is yet to be seen, but I will be sharing it, hopefully as a birthday present to myself, and on October 9th. So that's what we're trying to move this forward to get to. But that's a great idea, Sue. Thank you for that. All right.
Okay. So moving on to the next season. One moment. I'm putting some blank space at the beginning and end. Now let's listen to the next season.
Summer, restoring golden earth, dragonfly of the south, swaying field yellow song, land caressing bright music, slow sun waving grasses, soothing bright midday, nurturing lazy repose, soft lyrical breeze, blowing toward autumn flames of everything.
Oops. Okay. There was a few extra words there that weren't in the poem. That was my fault, but it sounded good. So then, is it thunder and rain?
Summer is the bugs and birds.
Okay, we got the yellow-rumped cockatoo birds in the Amazon, I think.
Yes. I just found some bird sounds I liked on the internet.
Very cool. Okay, sounds good. I'm going to get a portion of that on fast forward. Okay, let's fade it in, and then let's fade it out. Lower the volume a little bit, and let's hear it.
Summer, restoring golden earth, dragonfly of the south, swaying field yellow song, land caressing bright music, slow sun waving grasses, soothing bright midday, nurturing lazy repose, soft lyrical breeze, blowing toward autumn flames.
Very summery indeed.
Yes, and I want to say something before we move on to autumn, which is that for these 4 poems, besides the 4 seasons, there's the 4 primary colors, there's the 4 elements, air, water, earth, fire. There's 4 different kinds of creatures. There's 4 directions. meaning north, east, south, west, 4 times a day. So that's part of the reason that I named this multimedia performance piece The Essence of Everything, because I've tried, without being chaotic or cluttered, to represent as many different things in nature as possible, for different kinds of botanicals, creatures, times of day, colors, elements, directions, and moods, attributes. So, essence of everything. And there's 2 main inspirations for this project. One is that we are connected to everything and everyone, and the other is that creativity can flow in any direction we allow it. So whether it's word or visual or audio art, which is what we're trying to create right now, or movement, they're all, we can step into the creative flow and do any and all of them, and we don't have to do them better than anyone else. If we are just trying to let the creative inspiration flow through us, we're not competing with anyone. So we can be free to just let it flow. And that's what I love to share. And so that's the 2 things. Everything's connected, and we all have creativity and imagination. So that's what Essence of Everything is about. So go ahead, and we're moving on to Autumn.
Yes, and Michael said he couldn't really hear the wind in winter, and I should remove the bass and the reverb in the voice. Yeah, I appreciate that, Michael. It's a bit of an interesting adjustment, trying to play it through my speakers and then send it to you guys. We don't have it set up in the best audio fidelity, so it sounds a little bit different in practice than it's going to sound through the live stream. They're the tools,
Yeah.
you know. There's always
Is my mic on?
It is.
Yeah, I love sharing the in process, because that's part of being an artist, being a creative, is allowing ourselves to try things we've never done before, like we're doing right now, which we've done a lot on the Creativity Show, hoping to encourage you to just explore and enjoy the process. So we are going to continue refining it. That's also part of the artistic process. We're going to do the sound mixing better, my voice, the elements, and I give myself permission to add some of my bamboo flute or some percussion or some wind chimes or whatever I want. And I have a whole cabinet full of simple instruments, and so the sound will get layered, and I guess they call it engineered, and then it will turn into what I call audio art, to inspire the choreography for the movement part of Essence of Everything. So it's a process, and we're figuring it out as we go. All right.
All right, let's work on that final season there, and we are at 12:52, so perfect timing.
Good.
Autumn transforms, copper fire, eastern deer, falling leaf bursts red, lightning ignites purifying fire. From the ashes, life begins again. Transforming flames spark ideas. illuminated hues float to earth. Furious falling wind gusts, burning clears path to winter retreat.
Cool. All right.
Add some thunder and then we'll wrap it up.
Thunder time it is. Okay, let's hear the thunder. I'm going to mute your mic while I do that so it's less echoey. Oh yeah. Okay, that's some pretty good stuff. So let me add that in. We're going to make it so that we hear that big thunder boom right before the poem even starts. So that's our intro. And then we're going to bring the volume down on the thunder right after that so that we can hear the rest of the poem without it being interrupted too much. And then we're going to get another thunder clap to end it with, which is, I'm going to go to a different part of the recording for that, because the thunder doesn't clap at all the most convenient times. But that's the magic of editing, is we get to get thunder. Okay. Let's hear it. Let us hear it.
Autumn transforms, copper fire, eastern deer, falling leaf bursts red, lightning ignites purifying fire. From the ashes, life begins again. Transforming flames spark ideas. Illuminated hues float to earth. Furious falling wind gusts, burning clears path to winter retreat.
Hey, well, I got through 3 of the seasons, turning my own font design into labels for the 4 seasons. And so we've taken another step in turning the prose potions into what I like to call audio art. So I don't have, or anybody else, an expectation that it's actually music. I do not call myself a musician. I don't generally call myself anything but me. So I don't have to, fit into any particular shape or size. I get to just express and explore. And I want to share my goofy humor with you. Do you know why we shouldn't put people in boxes? Because we're not square. Yes, I have a very goofy sense of humor, and it makes me laugh, which is good enough. Often I embarrass Bodhi with my goofy humor, but that's okay. That's what moms are for. Affection, support, and embarrassing. And he can embarrass me too. So we love each other unconditionally, and that means we get to be ourselves. So may everyone have someone or a few people, even better, in their lives. They just get to be themselves and unconditionally love and explore their own fascinations and inspirations. So thank you for listening and being here today. And it is deeply gratifying to share who we really are with the world, and whatever anyone else does with it is theirs. And we get to be proud of ourselves for stepping up and sharing our voice, our unique perspective, and making the world a little bit richer, because each one of us has unique gifts to give the world. So may you share yours, and thank you for letting me bring my stories and aesthetic and inspiration out to you. And thank you, Bodhi, for all your technical assistance. I hope you had some fun.
I did, and Sue Spencer said, your live shows get better every time. Mother Son Productions is a great team, sharing their creative ideas through art, video, content. Keep it up. Congratulations on your table reads, live reads, and pitch for the Catalyst Content Festival. Great show and humor. Thank you for sharing your experience. Wow, so nice, Sue. Thank you.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. I really appreciate that. And I really appreciate you. And thank you for shoring us up. All righty. So we will see you guys on Monday. And then we will not be having a live stream on Thursday, because we will be at the Catalyst live table reads or pitches. I can't keep it straight which day is which, but Monday we'll be here, and then Thursday we'll be there. So, but then we'll come back to the Monday, Thursday noon live stream time, and we'll just keep it going. So thanks for being here and sharing it with a friend. Thank you, Bo.
All right.